The crackling of a campfire is the only sound that can be heard. Flames dance and flicker, casting eerie shadows on the surrounding trees. Rumors had been circulating about the camp for years, with some saying it was haunted and others claiming that strange things happened to those who set foot inside its abandoned cabins. But none of them had ever found anything. That is until now. 3 teenagers sit around the fire, their faces illuminated by the warm glow. This place is starting to feel a bit creepy. Before anyone could respond, a haunting voice echoed through the trees. Panic started to set in. Without their phones, they were lost and alone in the deepening darkness. The forest seemed to be closing in around them, the trees pressing closer and closer until they were almost touching. The air grew heavy, making it hard to breathe. And then the compass began to spin wildly in their hands, its needle darting around like a frantic animal. "You shouldn't be here," it whispered, sending shivers down their spines. They froze, their hearts pounding in their chests. The noise stopped. Will they escape in time, or will it be too late? Then a pair of glowing eyes appeared in the darkness. Fear surged through them. They had seen these eyes before. They slowly backed away, turning to run. Its pages were filled with chilling accounts of ancient rituals performed at the camp, of sacrifices made and dark forces awakened. As they read, they realized that Camp Mystic was not just an abandoned summer camp. It was a place where the veil between the living and the dead was at its thinnest, a gateway to a realm of darkness and evil. Their eyes glistened with excitement in the darkness. "Guys, look," they whispered, their voice filled with awe. The diary warned of an entity that slumbered beneath the camp, a malevolent spirit that fed on the darkness in people's hearts. Now that they had disturbed it, they had unleashed a force that would stop at nothing to possess them. The trees twisted and turned, forming a confusing maze that kept them trapped. They ran blindly, tripping over roots and rocks, their breath ragged and heavy. Suddenly, they burst out of the trees and stumbled onto a clearing. There's something over there. Whatever it was seemed to be watching them from the shadows. As they approached, they noticed strange symbols carved into the door, the same symbols they had seen on the trees. With trembling hands, they pushed open the creaking door and stepped inside. Between them sits an old, worn-out map, its edges torn and faded with age. The fire flickered and danced in the sudden darkness, casting long, distorted shadows that seemed to writhe and twist like tormented souls. In the brief moment before the flames caught the wind and died down to a low ember, they saw something else. The trees seemed to close in around them, their branches reaching out like gnarled fingers clutching at the fading light. As they walked, strange symbols carved into the trees caught their attention. Some resembled ancient tribal markings, while others looked like cryptic shorthand notes. It was as if someone or something was trying to communicate with them. The glowing eyes stared back at them from the darkness, cold and unblinking. Then, just as quickly as they had appeared, they were gone. It all started when the group of friends decided to explore the abandoned Camp Mystic. As they sat around the fire, one of the kids shone a flashlight toward the woods behind them. As they watched, a large branch snapped suddenly, causing them to jump in their seats. "I think we should leave," someone suggested, their voice shaking slightly. Undeterred, they continued their investigation. Deeper into the forest, they ventured, following the map's faded markings. Suddenly, their phones chimed, signaling they had lost signal. Just when they thought it couldn't get any worse, they heard a noise in the bushes ahead. Something was rustling about, getting closer. But the forest seemed to have a mind of its own. In the center stood an old, dilapidated cabin. Its roof had caved in, revealing the skeletal remains of its former self. Inside the cabin, they found a diary lying on a dusty floor. They had awakened something that was never meant to be found. Now the creature is coming for them. They run, but it's too late. The creature is fast approaching.